there. So today I'm at the Atlantic Ocean. I think it's called the Bay de Chaleur where we are right now. Just cruising around and sightseeing and stuff. You can kind of see in the background what the tide does to the landscape here. Anyway, to get on topic, I guess I always say that. What I'm talking about today is how to know if you got a problem. And a lot of people say, if you have to ask yourself that, then you probably got a problem. As I've mentioned before, I was a really heavy drinker through most of my days of drinking, 30 some odd years of it. And I guess, looking back now, I always knew it was a problem. I always knew I liked it too much. I really couldn't control it, but I mean, I did. I was a functioning alcoholic for a long time, for a good 25 of those 30 years. And, I held jobs, ran businesses, did things like that. Raised a family, bought and sold houses, all the normal stuff. But I really liked the party and I liked to have a good time, and I wasn't home a lot. I was out with the buddies a lot, having a good time, up to no good, of course, as most people will say, one step ahead of the law, I guess. But getting back to the drinking, I think, most of us pretty much know. We just don't want to know. For me, I didn't want to have to give up the drinking. I didn't want to be in rehab or have to quit or whatever. My dream was always, retire somewhere, sit back with a beer on the porch and all that. But that wasn't me either. Like, I never had a beer in my life. I always had a half a dozen or so. A bottle of vodka, or half a bottle of vodka, or whatever it was that day. It's something I think that the last thing we want to do is stop because we love it, for one thing. Because we're sick is another thing. We're addicts, alcoholics. I think, for me, I was born this way. My family was pretty much, alcohol revolved around everything that we did. And although I don't remember seeing people drunk a lot, it was always a part of the party. There was parties for everything. I remember my parents, like, every weekend was something going on where it would involve drinking. My dad and my mom both drank every day, but only a couple that I knew of. I never remember really seeing them drunk. Alcohol revolved around everything that we did. And although I don't remember seeing people drunk a lot, it was always a part of the party. There was parties for everything. I remember my parents, like, every weekend was something going on where it would involve drinking. My dad and my mom both drank every day, but only a couple that I knew of. I never remember really seeing them drunk. I guess they handled it pretty good, but yet, in the end, they both, it was a big part of their lives and didn't want to stop. Same with me. When I quit before both my parents did, and, they refused to believe I was an alcoholic. I went to rehab, have any idea why I was there. He's got a problem. He seems fine to me. But yeah, I guess we only see what we want to see, don't we? So I'm thinking, like, if you're thinking, do I have a problem? You probably do. If you're thinking, well, I have a problem, but it's not that bad or whatever. Well, it might get that bad. As a heavy drinker and social drinker and all that stuff, I mean, I grew up with some people who were really, really heavy partiers, and so I didn't think I surrounded myself with abnormality, so I would look normal. And normal I wasn't. I was the same as they were. It's just, I managed to hold down a job sometimes. I managed to raise a family. I managed to have nice homes and cars and all that stuff. And most of my friends didn't. The people I was in business with and stuff. But I didn't. The last thing in the world I ever wanted to be was an alcoholic. I loved party lifestyle. I loved, music, concerts, and parties. I loved everything. As long as it was fun, I was addicted to doing it. So, to make a long story short, if you're wondering about yourself, it's not a problem till it's a problem. And only you know that. Like, people will say, oh, you got a problem or whatever, and you say, no, I don't. That'll never work. You'll never, get sober or anything like that because you just don't want to. You don't see it as an issue. And until that addiction takes over your life, you may have a hard time beating it.